Chelsea transfers are finally starting to take shape. Enzo Maresca comes out and gives us an update on Carney, Chukwuemeka and Renato Veiga. Good news for one, bad news for the other. Axel Disasi at this moment in time, well, it looks like Juventus are back in for him, but he's on a short list of 3. I'll tell you which other 2 players are competing with him for a move to Juventus. Enzo Maresca comes out and gives us an update on his desire to get a new centre-half. His tune has changed a little bit. And we have got one deal that is confirmed and another deal that is close to being confirmed with Rak-Sakyi going to Frank Lampard. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. It's a jam-packed video today. A lot of interesting information. But before we get started, I need you guys to do me a massive favor. Number 1, hit that like button. It really supports the channel. The algorithm realizes, yo, people like this video. Let me push it out to more people. And secondly, if you subscribe, the more that subscriptions there are, more people want to subscribe. And we're like 300 away from 39,000. And it really helps me out massively. So please do that. Let's get started. Okay, so before the game yesterday against Morecambe, Enzo Maresca came out and decided that it was the right time to talk about players' futures because the questions were asked, right? It's very easy when questions are asked for them to say, next question, I'm not answering. But in this case, Enzo Maresca was very public and he gave quite a reasoning for it. We're not going to say great reasoning. Firstly, Ben Jacobs said that Renato Veiga had an inquiry from 2 Premier League clubs. One of them was Wolverhampton Wanderers. He said at this moment in time, Chelsea are not interested in loaning Renato Veiga out and that the player is going to be staying at Chelsea Football Club. Enzo Maresca came out and said Renato is part of our plans. He will be playing against Morecambe. He has got a role at Chelsea Football Club. Well, all in all, listen, if you believe Renato Veiga is a good player and should be staying, utilize it. When Cucurella is hurt, I need him to play. I don't need Malo Gusto playing a right back at left back. It really doesn't help. But he values him, he rates him, the sporting directors rate him, and in my opinion, Malo Gusto will be, Renato Veiga won't be at Chelsea for long. I genuinely think if it's not next summer, it's the summer after, they'll sell him. But let him develop, we'll get a good, pure profit on him. Furthermore, the next stage, Carney Chukwuemeka. He said, Enzo Maresca said, Carney Chukwuemeka is not going to play because we just have too much competition in the midfield. Well, you saw what he did. He put in Nkunku and Felix with Lavia behind them. And on the bench, we had no midfielders, brother. Oh, we only had Enzo Fernandez. So this just tells me is they're trying to get him out of the squad. It's the same thing they did with Cassidy. They think they are good players, but they're just trying to move them on. And I think it's because they're getting paid a heck of a lot of money in terms of wages. And this is where it gets interesting. Because Sky Germany has come out once again and said that Carney Chukwuemeka's deal should be finalized next week. And the reason why, because Nuri Sahin, yes, the player that played for Real Madrid and Liverpool, is the manager of Dortmund. He wants this deal done ASAP. Chelsea don't want a loan. Chelsea want a permanent deal. The problem is no one's going to pay the £40 million release clause. So what's going to happen here? I think there's going to be a loan. There's one elephant in the room that no one's talking about. And the elephant in the room is Chelsea have no international spots left. Chelsea have no spots left to be sending players out on loan to a foreign club. It's only domestic loans that they have space. So now the question arises, who's getting recalled, which I think is going to be Caleb Wiley, and why are we sending him to Dortmund when, in my opinion, Strasbourg is the club you should be sending him to. You send him to Strasbourg, Santos, Diarra and Carney, trust me, that will cook. You improve Santos in the near term, you put Carney into a market where it's absolutely proven that French midfielders, players that play in France, that tend to come across to England, physically, they are better for it. Carney, going to France, developing for 6 months in that league, getting consistent game time, it will benefit him. And then if you want to sell him, you'll get your 40 million because the talent for Carney Chukwuemeka is there. You just need a platform where he stays fit, gets regular game time, and you will be fine. I genuinely believe the deal to Dortmund is great, but Dortmund won't buy him at the end. So why not utilize him at Strasbourg if you're going to recall Caleb Wiley? Everybody's saying we need a centre-half. Everybody's saying go get Mark Weahy. No, go get Bastoni. No, go get recall Trevor Chalobah. Well, Enzo Maresca's come out and said at this moment we don't need one. And this is a big change of tune because the other day he said we're looking to get some business done. But now he literally went as far as saying Benoit's going to be back sooner or later. He's back soon. We've got Levi, Axel and Josh. He didn't say Tosin, but he forgot Tosin. It's obvious, right? Tosin played the other day, and in my opinion, Tosin is ahead of Axel Disasi in Enzo Maresca's eyes. You can just already see it based on the way that the selection is. And I think Josh has jumped both of them because Josh will be playing against Bournemouth. For me, I agree with this decision. I don't think Chelsea need another centre-half. And if anything, if we can sell Axel Disasi in this window, I'm going to do it. I genuinely will. And this adds on to what Demarcio is saying. Demarcio is saying Juventus is looking for a centre-half and Chelsea's Axel Disasi is on that list. He's one of three. The three players are the Benfica centre-back, I think it's Araujo, and then it's Silva, the other Benfica centre-back, and Axel Disasi. Those three, it makes sense, right? They're very similar mode of centre-halves. I think, I don't know much about Araujo, but I know Silva, and Silva's very much one of those midfielders that actively, he's not the enforcer, he reads the game, gets around the pitch very easily and cleans up. Very much similar to Disasi. Disasi is meant to be an enforcer, but I actually think Disasi is better when he scans the game, uses his pace and physicality to move people out the way with recoveries. I think he's a better defender there than when he gets dragged out of position the way Rudiger used to, where he comes into the midfield and puts pressure on players. I don't think he's mobile enough to do that role. However, this is once again up where the problem arises. Any club that takes Disasi will want an international loan spot, right? They don't want to pay up front. And Chelsea say, you can take him on loan, but we need an obligation. Who are you recalling? This is where it gets complicated. You can't get a deal done for Axel Disasi with an obligation if you have no loan spot. And it's getting complicated because the suitors are clearly there. And Disasi's on good wages, like to move. Like genuinely, he's not on ridiculous wages. He's on good wages, like wages where you can sell him and you can get your book value back. And also, he'll go where there's no problems. He's not earning 200k. He's not earning 150k. Like I can almost guarantee he's south of the 100k mark. So people can afford to buy him, whether it's in Spain, whether it's in Italy, or whether it's in France. It's not an issue. Whereas Carney Chukwuemeka, on the other hand, he's on 100k. That is a big salary and it almost prices out other teams. So it's an interesting conundrum. It's one that we need to keep our eye on. Now I need to speak about deals that are really close to being done. One is already complete and it's the deal for Alex Matos. Yes, Alex Matos. For those of you that don't know, he is a centre midfielder that joined Chelsea on a free transfer from Norwich City when he was released because he ran his contract down. Joined Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino utilised him, I think it was in 1 or 2 games, really liked his athleticism. He really liked how mobile the player was. He was very similar to Conor Gallagher, in my opinion, from what I've seen of him. He went on loan last year to Huddersfield, had a very good second half of the season. This year, we couldn't utilize him any loan. We couldn't sell him on. So he's been sitting around doing nothing. Now it looks like they've sorted a deal out nice and early for the guy. He's gone to Oxford. He's going to play in the Championship in the relegation battle. And then they're going to try sell him on. Look, he's a player that they acquired for nothing. So even if they get 2-3 million for him, they're going to break even on the wages they paid for him. And most probably these loans to Huddersfield and Oxford came with a fee. Like Chelsea would have sent him there. There's no option to buy. Someone's going to come and get this guy. He's talented enough where he's going to have a good illustrious Championship career. And in the long term, he will be maybe bottom half Premier League. So this is a good player. This isn't a waste of money. This is a confirmed deal. He's done. He's gone. He's held the t-shirt up. Signed, sealed, delivered. The next thing we need to talk about, Baratuhi, is Rak-Sakyi. Sam Rak-Sakyi, at this moment in time, has food poisoning, so he didn't feature in Chelsea's game yesterday. However, it's coming out from Sam C. This is a journalist that works for the United Stand, the YouTube channel. He knows so much when it comes to young English players, right? Manchester United, Chelsea, he usually is in the loop. At one point in time, he was releasing team news before Chelsea were releasing it. Can you imagine that? Like, we had leaks of team news from him. So what was happening is, he's saying Rak-Sakyi is being strongly considered and linked to Coventry City. Coventry City is the team that Frank Lampard is the manager of. I can see this deal happening, right? On a loan or maybe even on a permanent. What I've seen of Rak-Sakyi, he looks like a good player. He looks very agile. He looks good on the ball. He looks comfortable. He's got a little bit of that bite in him. He just isn't big. You know what I mean? He's not built. He's not a tank. So for me, the question arises now, what do you do with him? Do you sell him on? Do you let him go on loan, get some more game time, and then bring him back, and then maybe try reintegrate him in slowly again? Because you could see, right? He's ahead of Keanu Dyer. He is, in Enzo Maresca's eyes, ahead of Keanu Dyer. The two players that we are pushing from Cobham are Josh Achampong, and on the left-hand side, Tariq George. The others, they're not getting the opportunities the way a Rak-Sakyi has been getting. So it is what it is. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Disasi is going to go on loan or Carney Chukwuemeka? Do you think it's a good deal that we've done for Alex Matos and Rak-Sakyi? Let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out. And for those of you that didn't see my reaction yesterday to the Morecambe win, I was very positive and I had a go at some of the fans online because it really frustrates me how they treat the team. I don't like it one bit. So check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out. Have a lovely day.